It is a Sling TV Sunday recap. All right, so we're a little late today. Normally we do a preview of the weeks, but it is week 4, almost in the books. We got a couple more tomorrow. But for the locals, it was a tri-state trifecta of losses. That's right. The Bills, normally the sturdiest of all 3 tri-state teams, go down tonight against the Baltimore Ravens 35-10. I mean, it's one thing for the Ravens to win, but to win 35-10 against Josh Allen and the Bills, well, that's something else. By the way, this Sunday recap brought to you by Sling TV, an affiliate sponsor of the One Leg Up Network. I'm Alex Garrett, and we're going to start there. And then, of course, the shocking loss the Jets had against the Broncos. I know it was terrible conditions at MetLife Stadium today. It was only a 10-9 game. But come on. You had to think that Rodgers and the Jets would come up strong, but actually Rodgers got sacked under 2 minutes to play, then a missed field goal. He couldn't believe it on the sideline, and the Jets take the L. And of course, we all know what happened on Thursday night. I've recapped it a little bit. But the Giants falling to the Cowboys, I'm still saying they could be a playoff team. There are 7 teams that make it. The door is still open for the Giants. Eagles getting stunned today by the Buccaneers. Jayden Daniels and the Commanders looking pretty commanding in the NFC East. But everywhere else, it's going to be a dogfight, right? It's going to be a fight. And then I think of the other team I was rooting for today because something told me to wear Walter Payton, the famous Bear, the Hall of Fame Bear, running back today. And they won. We repped a Walter Payton jersey from Fanatics, and they won against the Rams. Caleb Williams having his moment today. And I'll tell you what, that's exciting stuff. And we've vented about him a little bit last week on Terminal Stake. But for Caleb and the Bears to win, oh my goodness, that is huge. And I know my dad must be smiling right now because, you know, the Bears were his team. The Bears were his team. By the way, as I'm going through this, I want to remind you, Sling TV is the sponsor, and you can find their affiliate link in the SEO description below. Can't wait to provide that for you and for you to sign up with us, because guess what? With Sling TV, you get Red Zone every Sunday. That's right. Every Sunday you get NFL Red Zone. So join us on Sling TV. Take the NFL on the go with you. Even if you're at a bar and they might have every game, but they don't have your game, maybe Red Zone and Sling will be what you need, even at the bar on Sunday during the NFL season. And then, of course, I think of the other history. And to me, the storyline were the Chiefs again. They go 4-0. But Travis Kelce has been really highlighted as someone who doesn't look happy. He looks miserable on the sideline. And even though they're winning, how bad does he look? Well, you know what he did today? He actually became the franchise record holder for, let me get this right, because it's a thing that's never been accomplished. He made franchise history for the Chiefs today, recording it not only a second reception of the half, but he officially surpassed Tony Gonzalez for most receptions in franchise history. So whatever friction you think that Kelce and the team have, boy, oh boy, he just smashed a record and maybe smashed that thought process. Because Gonzalez ended with 1,325 receptions. Kelce, which most ever by a tight end in the NFL, 916 of those were with the Chiefs. Remember, he ended his career, I believe, in Atlanta. But Kelce's 4th catch of the game today was his 917th career catch. So he is, I don't know if we'll get to 1,325, but he's well on his way to at least 1,000 receptions in his career. but he holds the Chiefs franchise record. And so for those thinking how miserable he is, thinking what's wrong with Travis while the team's winning, well, there he is, breaking a record and breaking back into the swing of things. So those are the things that stood out to me as a AFC East Jets, Bills follower. Seeing the Patriots go down against the Niners was great. It's going to be a test for the Niners every week because they have to go without Christian McCaffrey, who's out for a while, right? And then you've got, as I mentioned, the Commanders all over the Cardinals, 42-14. And whatever moment stood out to you today, let me know. Alex G, NYC.com. And, of course, across the leagues, they are honoring and trying to help hurricane relief with the crap going on with Helene in the Carolinas and death toll on the rise. It's good to see the NFL pitching in the community today. And I might drop down that link as to how you can help support those with Hurricane Helene. Finally, I'm not going to go through everything in the NFL today, but I will say, former Jet Sam Darnold is 4-0 with the Vikings. They actually scored 28 first half points, then only 3 second half points, but that was all they needed. Even though the Packers made quite a comeback to make it 31-29, Minnesota holds on. Darnold goes 4-0. And that's pretty exciting because here's a guy who looked like he was out of sorts as a Jet. But it's very interesting to see when they're out of the Jet, playbook and into someone else's playbook, they can actually thrive. And he's an example of that. Of course, they let Kirk Cousins go, and J.J. McCarthy has season-ending injury, setting the stage for Darnold, who look out at NFC North 4-0 Minnesota. So good for Darnold. You like to see a guy who may have struggled here succeed somewhere else. I know it sounds paradoxical, but it is kind of interesting to see him thrive where he's supposed to. And clearly, Minnesota is his bailiwick right now, and why not? Why not when you have one of the best receivers in the NFL, am I right? Because I'm thinking of Jefferson, of the Vikings. Jefferson is one of the best receivers in the NFL right now. When you have that guy, why wouldn't Darnold be really solid and firing on all cylinders, if you will? And let me get the exact totals here. Justin Jefferson, 6 receptions, 85 yards, most of the team, 1 touchdown. Jordan Addison catching a touchdown as well. 3 receptions, 72 yards. So, yeah. Vikings look like they've got it together. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers had it together today against the Eagles. And I keep telling Lou Terminello and others, Nick Sirianni could be on the hot seat. And when you lose to a team like the Buccaneers today, who are 2-1, but they're supposed to beat the Bucs, and they don't, it has to make you wonder how they could lose in that fashion of kind of getting blown out. Can I say that? I think I could say that. It was about 30-14 at one point. Final score there down in Tampa was 33-16, so not a good showing. Well, I'm Alex Garrett with this Sling TV Sunday recap of Week 4. There are 2 games tomorrow, and we'll have the entirety of the recap with Terminello's take on Tuesday or Wednesday. But Miami against Tennessee, Detroit versus Seattle tomorrow night. Another team I want to root for, Detroit. I know I'm all over the place here, but there are certain folks that I root for their team. And Detroit's certainly one of them. By the way, that city's already abuzz because the next night, their guys, the Tigers, are going to be playing the Orioles. Yeah, on the road, but come on. You got the Tigers in the postseason for the first time in 10 years. So Detroit continues to buzz. Remember last year's buzz with the Lions? Well, it translates into the Tigers. And all that while the Lions slept. Well, they're waking up tomorrow night against Seattle. We got to see what happens there. For now, I'm Alex Garrett, One Leg Up Network, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your NFL week, and we'll catch up on Tuesday or Wednesday here on the sports side of the One Leg Up Network.